Hi there everyone, I hope you're very well. This little webinar has caused a stir, and there's lots of you wanting to know all about the thyroid gland, what it does and what we can do to aid it. So as you can see, I am relaxing. My office is Ellie's bedroom. My stepdaughter's bedroom, and I just thought, after the week we've all had, I'm just going to chill on the bed and relax. So we're wanting to know about the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland lives in the neck, and it's responsible for many hormones, and it's not just about weight loss or weight gain. It controls appetite and temperature, and it does numerous functions that make us feel energized or otherwise. So for those who have an overactive thyroid, they will be warm, they'll be hot. A lot of people that suffer from overactive thyroids are also hyperflexible, have hypermobility in the joints. They need to take in vast amount of calories to maintain their weight. And you get interrupted sleep as well, and often can feel depressed and can have other things like diarrhea, and poor bowel function. For those that have underactive thyroids, you can be tired and run down and cold. For both, you can have memory fog, a bit foggy in the head. Of course, you can get weight gain, constipation, and increased appetite, or interrupted sleep again. Both things can affect your blood pressure if extreme. So the thyroid isn't all about weight gain and weight loss. It does actually have many functions in the body. Okay, so when people come to me, everybody complains usually of having a slow metabolism. The truth of the matter is, the bigger you are, the faster your metabolism will be, and that's just because it's catering for a bigger body. So it is an illusion that people have very slow metabolisms if they're struggling to lose weight. So this is where we need to get a little bit technical. So with the metabolism, the problem we have with the thyroid test, if you go to the doctors, is you can be 50% down on activity and still be deemed as normal because the parameters in the test are so wide apart. Now, there are reasons for this. The first reason is thyroxine, which is what they would give people with thyroid problems, is very expensive. And when you go on thyroxine, you really are going on it for a long time, and you get all your prescriptions free. So doctors just don't want to be doling out thyroxine to everybody willy-nilly, because that would be very expensive. So they are very selective with who they give their thyroxine to. On the last count, they said, they being Patrick Holford's team, which did some research and analysis on metabolism and thyroid in the UK, that there are 70% of people with slow metabolisms, with underactive thyroids. Now, there's many reasons for this. The thyroid does not like stress, and as you know, we live in a high stress environment. A lot of you have got high stress jobs. A lot of you have high stress family lives. You're caring for others. You might have disabled children. We're living in a high stress society. So one of the things you can do to really, really help your thyroid and its function is to de-stress. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, that's easier said than done, Ferguson. But to de-stress will help the thyroid. Now, if you don't, eventually you will crash and you will burn. And then you'll get a thing called adrenal fatigue. And this is where the adrenal glands just can't take anymore. And you get very run down and extremely tired then. With the thyroid gland, I think there is a lot of people getting misdiagnosed with depression, when really they have an underactive thyroid, because you will feel down, you'll feel bad, you'll feel ill, you'll have interrupted sleep. You know, you'll be really, really struggling. And if people go in and say, doctor, I'm not sleeping so well, I feel really run down, I feel low in myself, you know, I'm struggling to function, because you will, then they will say, I know what it is, you're actually depressed and we do actually need to sort this out, when really it could be the thyroid function. The big thing that's needed for the thyroid and its function is iodine and thiamine. These are the two very crucial things that we need, and we only need a smidgen of iodine or thiamine really, but our quality of food has, you know, decreased so badly over the years that we're not even getting thiamine and iodine. So the big things when it comes to food that you can eat to improve that is your oily fish, your salmon, your mackerel, you know, and green leafy vegetables. The greener, the better. The more green, the more iodine. Yeah. So think of that. I like that. The more green, the more iodine. So the one that I like particularly is spinach. Spinach is great. Yeah. It's true what they say about Popeye, it's full of iron as well. Asparagus and cabbages and nice leafy green vegetables. Also, you'll notice that a lot of greens have iron and B vitamins in them, so they will perk you right up as well and make you feel really, really good. So it's a 2-for-1, and we like a 2-for-1. So those are the foods that you can really eat to improve your thyroid function. Now, the other problem we've got is we're living in a high stress environment. Our nutrients have decreased in our food, and also we're getting less and less sleep. When the thyroid is fatigued and overworked and stressed, you really should be looking at getting some good quality sleep. So the good quality sleep really does help heal the thyroid. It's very simple. If you cut your knee and go to sleep, the body will heal itself while you're sleeping. If you do anything and hurt your body in any way, the body needs to rest and it needs to recover. And this is where sleep becomes an important factor. For those of you that are struggling with sleep, please use my #1 tip, which is magnesium flakes. You can put them in the bath, or you can put them in a foot soak, and what happens is the organ we have that sucks in all those nutrients the most is our skin. So a 20-minute foot soak or 20-minute soak in the bath will have you feeling lovely and lovely sleepy, and you'll be able to go to bed and you'll sleep like a baby, trust me. Now, people with sleep problems often are deficient in magnesium. This works very well. So just the magnesium flakes in the bath, it will fine, it won't do you any harm whatsoever, and you should sleep well. The more you sleep, the less fatigued the thyroid is in the neck. Yeah. So you will know if there's a disruption in your metabolism, because you'll want to eat at odd times. You know, you will be run down, and you will feel the difference in your bowels. The thyroid really does affect the bowels desperately. So constipation will kick in, or maybe irregular bowel habits will kick in, which we don't like that at all. I should know about these things. We don't like that. So this is where I would use my Fei Yang tea. Fei Yang tea works very, very well. You can get an oolong version or a green version, and that should rectify any bowel problems. But the biggest thing we have to do really is to get tested. So if you go to the doctors, you can be tested for under or over active thyroid, but just be aware that you can still be running very slowly or super fast and be deemed as normal, because the parameters are so far apart. So the cheeky thing to do is to ask the doctors where you feature on the scales. So they will then go, oh, what do you want to know? So, well, in the normal parameters, where do I feature? Am I low down? Am I in the middle? Am I high up? of course they'll have to tell you, and then you'll have an idea, even if they don't give you the thyroxine, of where you are and what you can do to improve your thyroid. Now, many of you are wanting to increase your metabolism, you're wanting to get the most out of your exercise. So here are just a few quick tips that I can give you that should really, really help your thyroid gland and help your metabolism. The thyroid loves heat. Yeah, if you're wanting to run to speed, the body, it loves heat. So do you feel cold? Are you a cold person? Do you lose weight when you go on holiday to Spain? I do. Yeah. Also, when you're in holiday in the lovely heat, you'll be eating lots of lovely green salads, you know, those green leafy vegetables. And so it's getting the kick of iodine. You'll probably be eating lovely, gorgeous, fresh fish by the side of the seaside, you know. And so you're getting your iodine and your thiamine, and also you're in the heat. And suddenly people go, I always lose weight when I go on holiday, when I go away to a hot country. And this is the reason why. You're getting what you need. So the body likes heat, and of course you can heat yourself up. You can go for a sauna if you wish, but mostly people want to exercise. Exercise is great for increasing the metabolism. It heats the body and has the metabolism running to speed. But what we want is we want to prolong the effects. So I've suggested this to a few of you already, that if you're going to a class or you're going to do a workout, we need to know that your metabolism is running well before we do anything. So a good 10-15 minutes on the bike, or a 10-15 minute walk, or anything at all for 10-15 minutes that works the heart rate and gets the circulation going. And then when you go into the class, you'll be hitting the ground running. This will make your workout much more efficient. Of course, then we want to prolong the effects of the raised metabolism afterwards. So that's when I would be suggesting that you eat some protein within 30 minutes of training. Yeah, so this is a very, very old way of boosting the metabolism. You eat some protein 30 minutes within the end of your training session, and this prolongs the calorie burn for another a few hours. So you're getting the most out of your exercise. So when we're looking at eating protein, you can have some nuts. You can have a small protein shake. The biggest mistake people make is they have too much. We're only needing a little bit. So we're looking at a handful of nuts. We're looking at one boiled egg. We're looking at 60 grams of meat. We're looking at, a handful of pulses. We're looking at half a protein shake. Yeah, so you see how many people go along with the big protein shakes, drinking it. They're just taking in too much. There's no point. So we're just wanting to prolong the effects of the metabolism raised. When exercising, the best way to really raise your metabolism and get the most out of it is to do your 10-15 minutes warm up, so you know that you're in the right training zone, and then do your 20 minutes of weights. Make it quick, make it hard, and move swiftly. So we don't want too much resting in between sets. That's another reason people don't get the most out of their weights. They're resting, gabbing on the machines, or resting too long between sets at home. We want you to move from one exercise to the other swiftly and keep going. If you're going to do the 20 minutes, make it count. When you do weights raise your metabolic rate. So you've done your 10 to 15 minutes beforehand. This raises your metabolic rate. Then you do your 20 minutes of weights. This raises your metabolic rate even more. If you want to go and do some cardio then, or go for a walk or a jog, or go on some cardio machines in the gym, feel free. But within 30 minutes of the end of your training session, I want you to have a little bit of protein. Now we're cooking on gas. Yeah, so this is where we've got to work with the body rather than against it. We've got to aid the body rather than, you know, work against the body and make it harder. Let's make it easier. Who wants to make it harder? So looking at supplements you can take for the thyroid, the biggest one I suggest is kelp. Yeah, so that's KELP. So a kelp supplement, you can get it from Holland and Barrett, you can get it from Boots, and usually Tesco's and Sainsbury's as well. So if you can get hold of that, then that's fabulous. And so just don't get the one where you have to take it every, you know, like 3 times a day. Just get the one where you take it once in the morning. That will do, you know. So if you can do that, that will help your thyroid gland work a little bit more efficiently as well. Say you're not too keen on the kelp, you can also take a bee pollen supplement. I'm a big fan of the bee pollen supplement. Again, you can get this from Holland and Barrett. You can get it Forever Living. You can get it on Amazon or anywhere like that. The bee pollen supplement is a multi-mineral and multivitamin, but taken consistently, it will raise your metabolism. The bees are wonderful things. Without bees, we'd be lost. So the bee pollen works very well if you prefer that to the kelp. The bee pollen gives you a natural energy lift as well. You won't get a buzz, not a buzzy bee. You won't get a buzz off it, but you will get a lift from it. And that's why people tend to like the bee pollen. For those of you that are really fatigued, for those of you that are really feeling tired and run down and the adrenals are taking a real battering in your life from high stress and overwork and everything, then there is a supplement called rhodiola. Rhodiola is an amazing supplement, and I often give rhodiola to people who are training for high altitude events because it helps with that altitude sickness, but it's great for fatigue, mental and physical depression. It's fabulous for recovery from exercise, and it really does help support the body and takes the pressure off the thyroid gland really, and kind of relieves the body a little bit. So there's like 3 top supplements that would help you, and I wouldn't take all 3 together. I'd be choosing one. So if you're just wanting to increase your metabolism and just have your thyroid gland running to speed, I'd take the kelp. If you're wanting a little bit more than that, maybe you're a little bit deficient maybe in other minerals and vitamins, maybe you're looking for that lift in life, just something to give you a little bit more energy and help increase your metabolism, then I would be looking at the bee pollen. For those of you that are hard exercisers, I know there's a few of you out there like myself, you're hard exercisers, you're working in high-powered jobs, there's a lot of stress going on, and you're really wanting to help with the recovery process and also take the pressure off the adrenal glands, take the pressure off the thyroid gland, and really get the most out of your exercise without killing the body, then rhodiola is the supplement for you. So I know I've got a couple of ladies that have joined us recently that are a little bit different to the rest of you, that are actually wanting to gain weight rather than lose weight, and their transformation is very, very different. With this, we're looking at increasing your carbohydrates by 10-15%. Now, for those of you that are wanting to lose weight, you do know that to decrease your carbohydrates will have you feeling energized and perky. We still want you energized and perky. Everybody knows if you eat too many carbs, you'll want to go to bed, you'll be sleepy, you will have had enough. If you eat just the right amount of carbs, you'll be full of energy and, you know, really perky, and you'll feel good. Especially for the ladies, it's our petrol. We do need our carbohydrates. So for those that are wanting to gain weight, just increase your carbs by 10%. Just don't double it. Don't go for, you know, broke. Just increase a little bit. We're just looking to store a little bit, that's all, in a healthy way, not in a bad way. So there are physical symptoms of underactive and overactive thyroid. So underactive often get a goiter here, but that's not, you don't always have to have that, but you get a goiter, you can be a little bit pale like me, broken veins can appear on the legs and the arms, and of course the weight gain. For overactive, sometimes with medication, but also without medication, you can get googly eyes, so the eyes pop a little bit, and with both you can be thirsty and things like that. And of course, those with overactive thyroids will, you know, decrease in weight. Now here's a story. I used to work with a lovely guy called Mike, and he was overactive and I was underactive, and we used to tease each other and say, if only we could just swap our bodies for a day, we'd be perfect. So I am like a Duracell battery. I don't go very fast, but I plod away and keep going. And you know, I am the woman, I'm the endurance woman, yeah. But I'm very efficient at burning calories. My thyroid has made me very efficient, and so I don't burn as many calories as maybe someone else would doing the same exercise. Poor Mike, on the other hand, would be taking in 6,000 calories a day or more, and he was still like a rake. And also they'd be ringing me and go, hi Anna, Mike's, you know, dislocated his shoulder again on squash court 4. And I'd have to go in and put Mike's shoulder back in again, and he'd carry on playing. And so there was, you know, he was very slim, taking in a lot of calories, struggling to maintain his weight, and still exercising. But the overactive guys and girls tend to burn out quickly and do faint if they run out of energy, whereas the underactives can go and go and go. And they're great for marathon runners. They can just keep going. The petrol is there. They just keep on going. But for both, eventually there will be adrenal fatigue, and that's when the body just says, I've had enough. So to support the thyroid with green leafy vegetables, your oily fish, lots of water. Water is good for the thyroid as well. To give yourself the iodine and thiamine that you need to make the thyroid function well. And then also we have heat. The body loves heat. Under or over, heat that body. You can heat it with exercise if you wish. Remember to be getting the most out of your exercise. So making sure that you're warming up, so you hit your workout running, you hit the classes cooking on gas first, and then doing that warm up, and then maybe 20 minutes of weights. A good session of weights. Use one of my YouTube clips to really work with the weights, and then eating some protein within 30 minutes of the end of your training session will prolong the calorie burn and the lift in the metabolism that you get from the exercise. And then of course, finally, if you do need a supplement, there is kelp for speeding up the metabolism. There is multivitamin, multimineral, and an energy lift, and to speed up the metabolism, the bee pollen. And then rhodiola, which is for the fatigue and the recovery from exercise and for stress and physical and mental depression. People think that depression is just in the head. It's not. It's in the body as well. If you are mentally depressed, you are physically depressed. You are physically depressed, you are mentally depressed. The body does not know the difference between physical, mental, and emotional. It's just all stress to the body. So we need to acknowledge that. I know that there's a lot of you. Oh, look, my computer wants to restart itself. No, not postpone that. I know there's a lot of you that are wanting me to deal with you uniquely, and I'm very happy to do that. We need to get it right for you. But I want you to try the suggestions that I've given in this little talk today, just to get you moving. And of course, don't forget the sleep. Don't forget the sleep and the magnesium. If you're struggling with sleep, magnesium baths or foot soaks, that will help. But if you try my suggestions and you still aren't losing weight or gaining weight, then come back to me, because we need to correct it. Yeah, so the detox week at the beginning usually does that, in all fairness. It usually does. But if you're struggling, then we need to correct it. We need to go back to the drawing boards. And if you need to go to the doctors, then go. You know, there's no shame in that, to go to the doctors and get it checked out with a simple blood test, you know. Anyway, I can see that quite a few people have joined us for this. So if you have any questions at all, there's a little sidebar that you can type in questions, and you can, you know, ask me anything you like, and I will answer while I'm here for a few moments more. So it's been a tough week. It's been a crazy week. It's been a funeral week for me, and I have another one next week. So it's been a bit crazy, but then hopefully I plan to have a very easy time of it. And it should be very, very good. So this weekend, have a real think about what you can do to implement some of the things I've suggested into your workouts, into your diet, into your life, and see if it makes a difference. With the supplements, you should feel a difference definitely after a week, if not straight away. You know, when we eat food, we use it straight away. We don't, you know, keep it for 3 months. So I'd want you to be feeling a difference. I'd want you to feel warmer, more energized. I'd want you to be, you know, losing weight. It should tell in the scales. So I think you're all being shy today, aren't you? So there's no questions, but I will catch you all soon. Contact me if you need me. This is what I am here for. So I will speak to you soon. Okay, bye.